Good afternoon, punters. Happy Easter. Happy Good Friday. Ty, how you going, mate?
Good, mate. How you going?
Fantastic to be here on Racecourse Capital on this Good Friday. It's a nice little day off, isn't it? Although I haven't. Neither of us have a day off. You've had some work to do. I've had work to do. So yeah.
It never ends.
No, it never ends, mate. No, it never ends. What have you been up to today?
A lot of Racecourse Capital stuff actually.
No kidding.
Some free tips that have just gone out. Hopefully you jump on those as well.
Fan-bloody-tastic.
Yeah, just a lot of ongoing stuff that just never seems to. You just end days. You're like, I never got everything done.
Yeah,
Again.
I'm pretty much ruling out the next 6 months with football season back in. So
Well, we just got caught up watching football.
yeah, we did. We should have filmed like an hour ago.
Yeah, we would have been done already.
Oh mate, otherwise we would have. The Bulldogs and the Bunnies games getting pretty interesting.
Saying how I tipped against the Rabbits, I went for the upset, but Bulldogs are starting to turn the tables a little bit now, so it's a back and forth with the momentum. So it looks like it's going to be a pretty good game.
Fucking awesome.
What are you drinking, mate?
What are we drinking? Anything beer these days is pretty good. We're drinking the 4X Summer Bright Lager, the beer of choice for a good session up here in the sunshine.
Nice light beer, isn't it?
Yeah, I feel like you could have 10 to 12 of those. And,
like you last weekend, mate? Or
hey.
I think they were 4X, weren't they?
Yeah, they were golds, not
They were
summers, not the summer brights, but they were golds, and it might have been about 15 or so.
That was the starter, and then you went on, yeah.
Jeez. Airing out all my dirty laundry here today. Yes, I did. I went out to a pub.
And tell them you went to the karaoke. Come on.
Did a bit of karaoke, slapped some pokies,
what
and
songs?
had another 8 pints. I've got go-tos, mate, which is Brown Eyed Girl, of course, and Slide by the Goo Goo Dolls.
Yeah, Goo Goo Dolls.
So,
Yeah, I'm with you.
There's my two now. Oh, Jesus, this is unusual. Feeling a little bit all out of sorts, mate. Getting sweaty.
The pressure on him.
Yeah, I know. Getting fucking sweaty.
Well, as long as there's no footage, mate, you're safe.
No, there's no footage. No, there's no. Don't worry about that. There's no footage. You have to be there to experience it live. Yeah, I won't post that shit up there, mate. That's
No,
just for my
don't do
private
it to
time.
yourself, mate.
And those people that were with us, we met some lovely people there. It was
Fantastic.
actually a very fun afternoon and night, so it was really good.
Very good.
Excellent. One joke?
Go on.
All right, mate. So you're Australian before you go into the toilet,
Okay.
and you're Australian when you come out of the toilet. But what are you when you're in the? What are you in the middle? So what are you when you're in there?
No, I can't do it.
European.
See, I was thinking, I was like...
You're analysing
I
it
was-
too
I
much,
was like
mate.
in between. I was like, how does that fit in with
yeah.
the country? One of these days I'll fucking figure one of these out.
Yeah. But yeah, anyway.
That's a good one.
It's alright, eh?
That's a good one.
I was watching this guy get his haircut on one of the socials last night, and he was just sitting there telling dad jokes to the barber. It was hysterical. Anyway, that's enough of that. That's the shit joke segment, proudly brought to you by Racecourse Capital out of the way.
Very good.
It is very good. Right, it's been a wicked weekend of racing. I mean, there'll be plenty of races. There's a few today. We just watched a couple of good ones at Yarra Valley. There's a big day tomorrow, Saturday. I think Monday I'll have a few to feature as well. We're going to hone in on Saturday with the usual big five. So we've got Rosehill, Flemington, Doomben, Ascot, and we're at Oak Bank, in South Australia, which I'm not really familiar with that part of town, but must be doing all right if we get to race course. Don't you think?
What does it need to have to be a town? A pub and a fucking...
Pub and a race course, mate. I think you're pretty set, aren't you? A couple of pubs, servo.
Yeah, that's it. Pub and a servo. That's pretty much
Bakery.
it. Yeah, there's always a bakery there, isn't there?
The old country
Yeah,
bakeries,
you
mate.
sort
You
of-
just can't.
you're like,
Flaky
oh.
pastry, beautiful homemade pies. Oh, and the vanilla slices, mate.
You just got to be
That's
careful of
unbelievable.
some things that have been in the hot box for a while. You don't know how long they've been in there. And you just...
Again, another thing on socials, which I pumped out a few of the boys. There was this lady that looked like she would have been about, I don't know, probably 60. You know those traditional South Florida ladies that have been baking in the sun.
Yeah.
And the caption was the last sausage at 7-Eleven at 4 a.m. on the rotisserie. Because it was just the right,
Fucking
it was the right colour with the right lines in it, and you're just like, my God.
Yeah, just
That thing's
fucking
been
cooked
rotating
it
for
correctly.
8 hours,
Ugh.
8 hours on the trot.
Bit of coconut oil on there,
oh, mate, I reckon there's tons of coconut oil on there. No SPF 50,
Probably
that's
not
for
even
sure.
coconut, probably just olive oil.
Oh,
The old
please.
school.
Yeah, just give me a bit of the, medium, Ooh. Fucking jeez, could you imagine that, man? I can't even do that. I can't do that.
I'm out there for 10 minutes and I'm ready.
Yeah, exactly right. I just go out there, it's just like a little, I get blanched, just a little splash.
I get the SunSafe shirts these days, like the fishing
Yeah.
shirts. I
Yeah.
fucking wear one of those most of the time.
I have to,
Yeah.
mate, otherwise
Fucked.
I flake like pastry.
Yeah, Gold Coast.
Absolutely. Go to the Gold Coast. Love it though. I mean, I got cooked to a crisp in Melbourne too, and in New Zealand,
It's
and
hot.
pretty much
Nice and hot,
everywhere I go. Pretty much everywhere I go.
I'm hearing you.
All right, champ, where are we off to?
We're going to go to Oakbank because we talked about it.
All right, let's go to Oakbank. I'd love to know where Oakbank is, and I'll have to Google that on the old Google Maps when I get back.
No idea.
All right, we're looking at races number 1 and 2 at Oakbank, and a couple of interesting runners in this one. I've probably gone for the I have actually. I've gone for the short price favourite in this Pure Bliss. It's third up. It's gone 3-2, and it comes in to get the win in this week. I'm pretty comfortable with the way that it ran the last race and the race before that, which was good. I just think it's been trained perfectly for the third up win.
Yeah, you'd think it was sort of waiting for its distance.
Yeah, the track conditions are probably going to be the question. It's run on goods before that. It's
soft 5 there.
soft 5. It just depends on whether there's going to get any rain, which I'm not really sure.
I didn't check the forecast, but interesting. Yeah, look, open race.
Yeah.
Very open race. And since I did the form, which was like early this morning, there's been a couple of scratchings and prices have come in a little bit.
Yeah, I think mine was 420 when I was looking at it.
Yeah.
With the scratchings, it's just dialed up a little bit to 270.
Yeah.
So I think it'll be okay.
The one there's two that I like that both come in.
Mm-hmm.
Hey Nicky and
Hey, Nikki.
Dodd.
What? Dodd.
Yeah.
Oh, Dodd.
I like Hey
Ollie.
Nicky. I actually like Hey Nicky better. Does have a wide gate, which is a little concern. Had three jump outs.
Yep.
But I did like what I saw in the jump outs, and I do like its form around some nice horses in its only start by the looks of it. I think if you go look at the form lines around those certain horses, and then you line them up with other races and stuff, you'll see that this is pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
But its recent jump out was pretty eye-catching in terms of it went really wide, but it didn't look like it was working hard, and it looked like it was just in cruise control, which was I do like to see that. I don't like to see them fucking pushing their head off them, just fucking trying to get them to run on when they're not really trying to do it. They're like on a fucking treadmill.
Mm-hmm.
But it looked like it was going pretty well. So, Hey Nicky, currently $6. I think he can run well. The other one was Dodd. What did I have it at when I did form? $7.50 this morning. It's into $5.50 now after those scratchings. This is one that probably would like a little further, but I think it does have a little bit of ability. Gets a nice gate, and it could get it done. It's sort of like I'm not as confident on that one as I am on the other, but it draws low, and I know that it's got some ability based on its previous form. So it's sort of like, can it pull out a win at this shorter distance? Sometimes I can.
Yeah, right.
But if you go look at its breeding, I think it's long row, so you expect it to get out of it a little bit further. But the Oxlade stable, they've had some recent success with Sharippa, doing some good stuff in Victoria, so could be another good, nice horse for it.
Beautiful.
So there you go.
All right, kicking it off nicely with Oakbank race number 1. We'll just shuffle over to race number 2. Don't like the favourite in this, and I'm very happy to take it on with something that's got a bit of value, and I am going Santostical.
Knew you were going to do it.
Santostical on the resumption. May need a run under its belt to perform, but I'm willing to sort of have something on it each way to see what it can do first up. It had a really beautiful purple patch there in the middle of its campaign last time, so I think our boy Toddy on the back. I think the barrier's good. I think the track will be good for it, and I think it'll be really strong. Resuming.
Well, one of my plays was actually scratched, so I'm going to throw Santastico in the mix.
Yep.
Yes.
I think it is like you say, it might need the run, but I feel like the Todd Panel, the whole form thing, getting on 3 out of 4 is, that's pretty good fucking strike rate.
Very good,
it's a leader. I don't know how Oakbank normally plays.
Nor do I. That's the query.
And with the weather, what is the weather doing? How does the weather affect the track as well? So I like Santastico and I like Oakland Raider. Oakland Raider had a really nice win last start in pretty good time. 3-length win. If you go and watch that last win, it was actually quite dominant. And then I think it was, I'm looking at the times relative to others that have run at the same distance, it's actually pretty quick. I think this is more of an improving sort of horse, so I think it can sort of step in up against these sort of horses and get it done.
Yep.
Our favourite jockey, Calamari.
Love the old Calamari, mate. Especially on Good Friday.
Oakland Raider. Oakland Raider. $11. Santastico. Like you said, it had a purple patch of form last, but it showed that it can win against this level of race.
Yeah.
$9.50 for that one currently. I think that's great value. So there you go.
Rock and roll. All right, let's ship on to where? That is the question.
Brisbane.
All right, let's go to Doomben. I'm very scared about Brisbane at the moment because we got belted with rain all week this week. Like, it has just been disgusting heavy. In fact,
it's been like a real Easter week, hasn't it? Easter is just raining every year.
Even on Wednesday, I would normally put a couple of members' tips out, and I just looked at it. I said, "There's just no chance." No. So
just close your eyes and just pick one out of the hat.
I stayed dry, went to Gerald and gave you 2 out of 3, so you're welcome.
There you go.
And 11 units up, by the way.
Yeah.
Not that I'm too, hashtag humble. I'm just saying.
Oh, didn't you? You had one in the last that got fucking
Tycoon Demon, mate. Just as they were about to jump, he pops his back leg over the back gate. So yeah.
And you were pretty confident, weren't you?
Yes. Very confident, actually. But anyway, yeah, Demon. So we'll have a crack tomorrow on the current heavy 9. I'm praying that there is no more wetness overnight.
There's a little part of you that gets a little bit excited to do a heavy track, though, isn't it?
Does it?
Because you're like, I could pick something at fucking $30 here.
Is it the same excitement that a blind lesbian gets at a fish market? Like, is that what you're talking about, or what?
Yeah, there's just that part. It's almost like doing the gold lotto. You're like,
yeah, right.
There's a chance that I could win. There's a chance.
Yeah. So, yes. So, I'm not going to do any form. I'm going to look at it tomorrow morning before I send out the members and just see what the track rate's at. But yeah. We're going to give you a couple of free ones anyway in race number 1 and 2 that I like.
All right.
Place that I'd absolutely love to visit, the Italian Riviera. I think, I was super impressed with its first up win last start. It's carrying 59 kegs, but it's the heavy track that I'm a little concerned about. But hey, fuck it, fortune favours the brave.
Yeah, we don't know. It's if they're going to run it, maybe they think it can handle it.
Correct. I thought they would have pulled it out by now if it wasn't going to run. So I'm happy to stick with Italian Riviera on that one. Should return you about $4.
Michael Rodon.
Yeah, Emrod.
Let me just check. Okay, cool. Making sure everything's still in there. In scratchings, you never know. Jamoma Appellage. Appellage?
Excuse me. Sounds very, 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 swish, doesn't it?
I wish I could pronounce it properly.
Posh.
Jamoma I'm thinking it's Appellage. I don't know how to pronounce the L. Alpellage. That doesn't sound right, does it?
Could do. I really don't know, mate. I think you've had a good crack at it.
Yeah, anyway, we've had a go.
It's like trying to fucking read some of the Samoan names in NRL, really, isn't it? Like, you just
yeah, fuck. Some of them are like opposite of what you think they are.
Just take a step in the dark, mate.
It's again, look, we're looking at a heavy track potentially, but I did like the way this horse finished on a soft track. Will it handle a heavy? We don't really know. But I did like the way that it handled the soft. So I'm sort of going on that. It gets a nice draw, keeps the jockey on. Taylor Marshall, good jockey. There's not too much more I can say on that. I think it just gets a couple of things its way. It's just whether or not it handles the potential heavy track. One at double figures or a rougher play is Mashani Eclipse with Robbie Dolan on. I like that Dolan gets on this horse. He's got a good record with the horse, a win and a third out of 4 attempts. Comes out of a race at the Gold Coast, that fucking day at the Gold Coast. My God, that was a fucking horror show. The kickback and the on-pace bias. It's just, you just got to put a line through that. If you had horses, nice horses in that racing on that day that didn't do any good, you've got to forgive them because it was fuck, it was terrible. I don't know what that was about. Just
I'm not
weird,
sure either.
really weird. Anyway, it's handled soft before, and I like the horses that it's run around. Horses like Astapor, Mashani Ego, these are horses that have done quite well in the last sort of couple of months. So, Gate 2, Dolan on. It does get back. I'm hoping Dolan can sit it a little bit closer and get it out. A lot of these horses trained by the Ross stable tend to like wet ground. It's kind of strange. Whether or not,
a heavy or soft, if that makes sense, or even a light heavy, like they're pretty good.
It's interesting, isn't it? Whether he trains them in a certain way, or specifically gets them onto wet tracks as part of their training to get the adaptation. Sorry, I don't want to get too coachy here with physical preparation.
No, not at all, mate. But that could be the difference, right?
Like if you want to expose them to wet tracks, get them on get them on wet tracks and see how they go. So he does. The stable does tend to do well with wet tracks. So I thought Mashani Eclipse with Robbie Dolan getting on $17. I thought that was not a bad price.
Very nice price.
So there you go.
Giddy up. All right, let's push on to race number 2. Let's just have a smidgen of chop on the ground if it's still heavy. I'm going to stick with it because we've stuck with it the last couple of times, and look, it won well. When it resumed. It's had a couple of close seconds. So I'm going to say on differential again, and look at $5 at the moment. We're not sure who's riding it at this stage, so it could be a mixed bag. But I just think the horse should be very competitive in these shit conditions. So I've got nothing more to say other than because I don't know who's riding it, so I'm not sure what kind of a jockey they're going to get or the push or anything at this stage. But pretty happy with it.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, is that why you would sort of in the pre-game you were like, oh, don't get off it?
Yeah, exactly. It's a little interesting that there's no jockey booked. Gate 3, it's a back marker, but you can still use Gate 3 to set a little bit further forward.
But it's 1 from 1 on the heavy too.
So. Exactly, and its heavy win was by 2.5 lengths.
Yeah, it was good.
That should
dominant.
It should indicate that it's going to really enjoy the heavy track. A close second behind a horse that was a lot better than what the price. We tipped it here on Beers and Bets. I think the won it like $20-something or.
Yep.
I think that might be a good horse moving forward too. So I think the form line is actually quite good. Differential $5 currently. I thought that was actually a pretty good price for a horse that's knocking on the door.
In a very open race. Race
very,
number 2.
very open.
Very open.
Another roughie, Victoria Rock, nice 3 kilo claim, $16 currently, comes off a 3rd placing, a horse that we both tipped that didn't run up to its previous run, but I think this horse will actually relish this ground, and with the 3 kilo claim into 55 kilos, I think there's a couple of big positives there. It's had a good heavy run. It's run a second on a heavy before as well. So I think this horse is $16. I think it's a really good play. Gate 5 as well, on pace runner. So there you go, Victoria Rock and Differential.
Giddy up. All right, there's Doomben out of the way. Fingers crossed it dries up a touch. Where to next, mate?
So Rose Hill.
All right, let's go down to Sydney, Rose Hill. We're looking at races number 2 and 7 on what's currently pipped for a good 4. I was excited to see this horse resume last time out, and I'm very excited to see it run again, and that's Serpentine. I really, really, really like this horse.
Tipped it in the members when it resumed for
Sure did.
a nice win.
It was a beautiful win. Paid very nicely as well. So it's currently sitting at about the $4 mark. There's probably 2 or 3 that will really push it in this race, but based off its resumption win, I think it's going to be too strong. Too strong.
All right.
Yourself, mate. Oh, you're off.
Tactical.
Oh, you jumped off.
Tactical play.
Mm-hmm.
Sabre.
Yep.
Zarek.
Oh, yep.
Sabre on Zarek.
Yep.
Quick backup from last week,
Mm.
running only 2.6 lengths off Via Sestina, who is very clearly a high-class horse.
Solid, oh.
I can't ignore that top-level form. Tommy Berry's on it. Gate 4. It should get a beautiful run. It does have to run down Serpentine, and if Serpentine gets its own way in front, that's the thing that would concern me.
Yeah.
Because it's very, like as we saw, it's very tough when it gets in front and a horse comes up to it. It sort of just, it loves
Yeah.
the challenge.
Loves the big push because
Yeah.
it just says, right, let's go, let's have a crack.
Yeah, so I'm very, very weary of Serpentine, but I think Zarek with the class form,
Mhm.
I want to use it as a saver. A horse that I've been following that it's probably been like definitely last start. The quick backup from last week is Little Mix, down to 53 kilos. Tyler Schiller is riding in outstanding form at the moment. It was only beaten by the barrier last start. It was absolutely motoring home late last week over 1900 metres. Fourth, 1.3 lengths off Osmos, which is a very nice horse, and Philosopher was there as well. So it's really, really good form. Getting into 53 kilos, I feel like this is the sweet spot for this horse. If you
Yeah.
go look at its last preparation, it was sort of climbing just through the grades really, really nicely and
Mhm.
running around some really nice horses. I think this preparation is no different. It's just, I think it's really stepped up. Yeah, it was just simply beaten by the barrier, and Blake Shin was on last start from memory. Blake Shin was on last start.
Yeah.
Which was always a push that it was ready to go. I think it was just beaten by the barrier. So $6.50 for Little Mix. One that double figures that I'm always wary of this horse because in the past at this particular track, it's had some really, really nice form at this track.
Mm.
You know where I'm going? He's a shocker.
Mm-hmm.
He's a shocker at $11 with
Jamie
Jamie
Carr
Carr.
on the back, yep.
You don't have to go back that far to see the form at this distance, at this track.
Great little value combination there, man.
Ooh, look, its first up run, to me, it was a pass mark at 1,500 metres. It doesn't win at 1,500 metres. 2,000 metres, this is a sweet spot.
Mm-hmm.
I would have preferred third up, but, you know, this stable doesn't muck around. I think it's here to do something this run, and I like the booking of Jamie Carr, and he's a shocker. I think might pull out a decent run.
Perfect.
There you go.
Giddy up. All right. Rocking on to race number, what did I say it was? Race number 7. Race number 7. Yes. Is the word, because this one, I mean, the favourite on paper literally should shit this in.
Yeah.
Should be a no race, mate. But I'm going to take it on because that's
Of course.
just at $1.60. Like, what's the point?
Exactly.
Just for a number? We don't do that here. So I'm going to have Jamie Carr on Autumn Angel. Last start was really good. First start was okay. Last start, second up, got a win, and it comes here today, third up. And I just think it's if anything's going to challenge it, it's going to be the double A of Autumn Angel with Jamie Carr. And we saw it. She just nearly tipped you out for the win at Yarra Valley. So we know she can get some horses up. So, yeah, Autumn Angel,
Well,
giddy up.
Well, yes.
Fantastic.
Autumn Angel is one of the picks. I think Zardozi deserves. I don't know why Zardozi deserves to be $4.80
I don't know either.
because that win last start was like really impressive against some really nice horses. Just destroyed them.
Yeah.
And it was at a distance that's not even its thing. Zardozi, Autumn Angel, I think they are still good value at their prices.
Mhm.
Like you said, on form, Orchestrals should win,
Yeah.
but it's horse racing. You know, shit can go wrong, and you know it's come overseas. You know, I just think at the price, from a price perspective, I couldn't push $1.60, even though the form's been franked with that big price winner getting home last week. I still don't think $1.60 is a
Is
smart
enough, no.
a smart bet at all.
No.
Zardozi and Autumn Angel, I think, can absolutely win. It seems like this would be a very close to peak run for Autumn Angel. Like it would have to be like let's have a look at orchestral. Like what is it coming off? A 2,400 meter dominant win, whereas Autumn Angel stepping through distances, hitting its preferred distance at 2,000.
Yeah.
You would think this is its grand final, or at least very close.
Yeah, I think it really needs to perform, and I think it can.
I think it can too. I think this is very, even though it's a tough ask, I think it's very good placement by the Moody Camp. Currently $6.50. It's had some support. 11's into $6.50, so people are starting to recognise it's got some. It's at that sort of grand final sort of point in its prep. So, Autumn Angel and Zardozi, I still think they're good plays. So there you go.
Amazing. All right. Should we go to Ascot and we'll finish at Flemington?
There we go.
All right. Ascot's got a nice 9-car program. Interesting to see how it backs up from racing today for tomorrow as well. So it's like a double header. So, but anyway, races 1 and 2, and I really liked Battle Commander in this first race up. I think it's been knocking on the door with 2 close seconds in the last 2 races. Draws well, should be fine with the track. It's got a nice little weight of 56 kilos in the back. I think it's ready, Ty. I think it's ready. I think it's I think it's ready. 4th up. I think today's the day. Tomorrow's the day. Shall I say?
I am going to go with. What do I talk about first?
Half the field by the sound of it.
Oh, this one's coming too. At Your Service. At Your Service.
Ooh.
Coming off a 4th behind a horse that is quite smart in Siren Assault. I think stepping back out to 1,200 metres is a positive for this horse.
Yep.
It had backing when I looked at it this morning. It was $5. It's into $4.50. I think the distance back out in distance is the big positive, and the form one as well. Not so keen on the draw. I don't really like that draw that much. But
No, it's kind of what pushed me away from it. I didn't like how wide it was getting out, but
I like
it's not to say that it can't do it.
Yeah, I like the form line. Bustling was in the same race as well, so I think those 2 horses there that it's finished around that are really quite good. Show the Way. Where are you? Show the Way. $7, resuming. Comes off a 2nd placing in its trial. Form lines. First, its debut run was around Angel's Impact and London's Image. Those horses went on to do some decent things afterwards as well. Again, ties into Siren Assault, so I'm sort of looking at those sort of form lines. I was looking for something that I could sort of go with, because oftentimes in these early races there's not much to go on.
No.
Show the Way, gate 6, off-pace runner. I think there's a lot to like about it. At $7 especially, I think it can run a big race.
Beautiful. All right, let's tick on to race number 2. Race number 2 is another one that reminds me a little bit of differential, where you just don't want to get off it, even though it just hasn't sort of really stepped up to where you think it should have last time out. But I'm staying with it. Ultimate Command. I think tomorrow at 2:20. I'll be having a few units on it tomorrow.
It's going hard.
Yeah, I just think it wins tomorrow.
Oh, fucking. Oh, I'm a little bit scared to say what I got to say now, mate.
You say what you say what you need to say, but I just think, look, it gets a morning.
WA tipster has spoken.
It gets a morning dump of weight relief, and that's about it. So I think it'll be fine. It's just got to transit well, but if it's in the mix on the bend, I think it can win.
Class of the race, isn't it?
It really is. It's a quality horse, and I've been following it for quite some time.
I'm going to go with No Rich as the main bet. No Rich is the main bet.
Oh, with Holly.
$3.40. Your mate, Holly Watson, gate 3. I think this horse is ready to do something. Again, I was just looking back through these form lines are interesting because you sort of got to go back a little bit to see how they all sort of tie into each other.
Yeah.
I I just have more of I have a feeling that Norwich is due.
Mm-hmm.
It's due for a win. There's not much you can say about it. It's just sort of, I feel like everything's sort of lined up for it with the gate and the weight.
Yeah.
It's just got obviously it's got
It's a good chance. It's also got a good chance. It's got 4 kilos on my tip. So
it's going to get a nice little run just in behind the speed. I think it should have every chance. If it doesn't win, it's just not good enough. Like it shouldn't have any bad luck. It shouldn't.
So what are you saying? No excuses for tomorrow?
No excuses for Norwich. $3.40. The one at odds that I like is Buster's Free.
Yeah.
Buster's Free. Did you look at it?
Yeah, it's a great horse.
Buster's Free, and I think this distance is great. I think that's actually a big plus for it, back to the 1,000 metres.
Yeah.
Has form lines that tie into a horse you tipped last week in Fast Flicker.
Fast Flicker.
And we've seen how dominant that horse has
Fucking
been.
shit in him, man. That switched off at the 100.
Yeah,
I rewatched the replay,
just
mate.
jogging.
By the 50, it was already just on the descent. Mate.
Yeah,
it was done.
It was already. It's just game over. So I really like that this horse tied into that. $10. Nice gate. It's a horse that gets back, but I think back to this distance is a big positive for it. Buster's Free.
Beautiful. All right, that gets rid of the West. We're going to finish up at Racecourse Capital in Flemington. Race number 2 and 4 we've got tomorrow. An interesting race where I think there's a handful of winning opportunities here in this one, but I was all about Green Zinger Angel.
Oof. Love it.
Yeah, a little bit of value in there. Going to be sitting $7. Second up, I think it'll be fine. I think the good track helps it out. I think it draws okay. It's got Michael D on the back, plenty of experience. From a good stable, it doesn't get a lot of credit every now and again, is the Danny O'Brien.
They don't get talked about too much.
Nah.
They do win a lot of big
But
races.
they do make winners, and he produced a resuming win last start out. So I think we're good to back that up with the Green Zinger Angel.
Very good.
Yourself.
Tactical play.
There we go.
There we go. Tactical play. We should have a tactical button here.
Morse code.
Midtown Boss
Oh, yeah.
as the saver.
Of course,
I
mate.
cannot ignore form around Johnny Rocker. Johnny
No.
Rocker nearly beat everyone's champion sprinter.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't ignore that form. Mark Zara gets on. Gates don't matter. It's down the straight. Actually, it'll be interesting to see what side of the straight plays well.
Yeah.
Midtown draws way out, so outside might be the go. Anyway, Midtown Boss is currently $2.90, so that's a saver.
Mm-hmm.
I really like Scully.
Is
Is that the X Files? I couldn't ignore Scully's, currently $18 by the way. I couldn't ignore Scully's third placing around Gravemead. Gravemead's gone into Sydney and won a big Sydney race last week with the man Blake Shinnon.
It's a great ride too.
Yeah, I couldn't ignore. I think this is a horse that slipped right under the radar here. I'm not really sure why. John Allen sticks. John Allen's got some good form on the horse. I just think going on that form, it's proven at a high level, higher than this. I trust it. I trust that form line. So Scully at $18, I think that's a great roughie.
Very nice.
Scissor Step, another roughie for you.
Oh,
Scissor Step gets a 3 kilo claim into 60 kilos. This is a horse that sort of went off the grid a little bit.
Sure did.
And had some off form, but its first up win with heavy weight, 62 kilos, it won like a really nice horse at the midweeks. There's been some good form out of that race with Perilous Fighter going way up in grade and running a really close second from memory in a really nice race. I can't recall who it got second to. And I think this horse is hitting its straps again. And I think that 3 kilo claim into 60 kilos, I think that brings it right in. Draws 2, don't know whether the inside will be the place to be or not. But I think this is a really nice horse. Go back through its old form, and the horse it was running around at sort of listed level, and even I think maybe Group 3 level. It was pretty impressive. So $26 for Scissor Step. I thought that was way over the odds.
Fantastic.
Anyway, a bit of a tactical play there.
Good race. Race number 2 at Flemington. Let me go into something that's a little bit more open, and I found a little bit challenging in race number 4 in what to pick. I mean, I think the favourite, I mean, it's just another one of those, you know, the favourite, it, on paper, should just get a job done.
Yeah.
It's third up, 2 wins, Zara on the back.
But
Yeah, I'm not backing it for $2. But I'm going to go with something with a little bit of value in Flatted.
oh, nice.
Yeah. I think the Billy Egan, Patrick Payne stable, it was really good last start to not be too far away. It's come in, it's sitting at $11. It's got a little bit of form around it, and I just think it probably needs a few favours in the race, I think, just to give it a chance. But I'd rather have a little something on $11 chance than high five myself when the $1.80 thing wins. So
Yeah, exactly.
that was my reasoning behind that. Hunters.
All the heroes on social media.
Oh, mate.
$2 favourite wins.
Always ones that.
We had fucking 20 units on it.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Passionate there, aren't you?
open race here.
Yeah.
To be or not to be?
That is the question.
Shakespeare? It's Shakespeare, right?
It is Shakespeare.
To
To be or not to be? That is the question.
That is the question.
The question will be, will to be or not to be the winner tomorrow?
It has the form lines that created the Blue Diamond winner
Okay.
in Heisugi. So it comes out of the perfect race.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't go to the Blue Diamond. I don't know whether they just didn't qualify or they chose not. I don't know. Because they're only 1.3 off Heisugi. So that's really, really top-notch form. Heisugi nearly fucking threw Jamie Carr off in the Gold Slipper. But the form is really, really, really strong. The fillies, haven't the fillies done well?
Very well.
We tipped the Gold Slipper winner, by the way. Join the members.
It's all there for you.
Join the members.
It's all there for you.
So to be or not to be, $5.50. I thought that was actually a really nice price considering those form lines.
Yeah.
One that's, I think, I wouldn't say gone under the radar, but it's a really nice price considering is $7.50 for Yes Lulu.
I had a very, very long hard look at that one as well too.
Yes.
I just thought my tip was probably just a little better on it. That's all. But
Yeah,
there wasn't much in my eyes between the two.
It's so hard to split these fillies. Yes Lulu, Ben Allen, great jockey. 1.9 off Bold Bastille, who I thought Bold Bastille could have gone to the slipper and really had a good crack at the slipper, but for whatever reason the owners in the stable didn't want to do it. The way that horse has been winning has been absolutely dominant.
Yeah.
So I think 1.9 lengths behind Bold Bastille is really good form for this race. And I also think that out to the 1,200 metres for this horse really suits.
Yeah.
Top stable. The drawing wide might be the go in the straight races. So I think there's a lot to like about this horse. $7.50.
There is a lot to like.
Yes.
So anyway, I think that race number 4 is going to be an absolute cracker.
And that's why I put it in, because it was just so fucking open. I thought,
Oh,
surely we could
Why
find
not?
something in
why not, mate? You've got to be brave.
here. That's it.
Got to be brave. Right, we're at the end of yet another amazing program, tied with some amazing horses. Good chance winners there tomorrow. I think it should be okay.
I think we'll be okay. I think we'll do well.
Yeah, I think so. I think we had a great Wednesday. We had a great week last week.
Yeah.
So I think we're starting to get into that what they would call a little purple patch again.
Did we nailed WA last week?
Yeah,
didn't
we
People
did.
do.
Mate. Yeah, it's fucking phenomenal.
Absolutely nailed it.
Loved it. Anyway, if you want to join, Ty's doing all the work in the background, pumping up all those little reminders about joining the Autumn and the members and all the rest of it. So if you're unsure,
Yes.
yeah,
Well, yes.
if you're unsure, just have a chat with him and then join the club. It's great. It would be great to have a few more of you guys and girls on board and see how we go. But in this time, just make sure you get on responsibly and have some fun. It's just meant to be a little bit of fun, so just enjoy yourself. We're here to provide you with our tips and our information, and we hope we can find you some winners over the weekend. And look out for the free tips too. They just keep popping up. Pop, 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 pop. Got a lovely little $4.50 Blue Electro from Stapleton, I think it was the other day. So I'm enjoying playing some of these tracks that I
It's good, isn't it?
couldn't even tell you where they're from.
You never know what you're going to spot. Just random tracks.
Exactly right. But anyway, we will see you same time next week. Catch you then, mate.
I'll see you then.
All right, cold beers on.